Hello, my friend. I have so much BoxyCharm for you. I've got 3 of them to review for you today because I was gone for so long. They just kind of kept piling up. So when I got back, I went like hard on testing the things in BoxyCharm and tried really hard to get you the best reviews possible of the stuff that's in here so you can decide whether BoxyCharm is right for you or whether you just want to buy these products individually. So if that sounds good to you, hang tight. Got BoxyCharm goodness coming for you right now. If for some reason you have never heard of BoxyCharm, it is a beauty subscription that you can get, and it comes once a month. It's 21 bucks a month. They do have something called Boxy Luxe that's new, where you can get even like more stuff, and it's a little bit more expensive. I did not get that, just got regular BoxyCharms, and I have enough with just that right now. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. So let's just focus on these babies first, and then maybe we'll go a little luxe later. But just so you know, BoxyCharm has been sent to me for review forever and ever, but this is not a sponsored video, and this doesn't affect my review at all, whether they send it to me or not. They love me just the way that I am, and sometimes the boxes are great, sometimes they're not my favorites, and BoxyCharm continues to send them, and they love me no matter what, which is one reason why I love me some BoxyCharm. So anyway, you are here to hear what is in these boxes. We're gonna go ahead and start with the June box and see what we got, and I'll let you know what I thought of it. So in the June box, we got a lot of good stuff. This was one of my favorites. First thing we got were a bunch of LUXIE brushes, and I do love LUXIE brushes. LUXIE brushes are very common to get in BoxyCharms, and they are really high quality. They're very, very soft. They're very, very functional. They are synthetic brushes. This one is a precision foundation brush, it says. This one says that it is a tapered highlighter, and then this one is a duo fiber powder, and I have used one of these out of the 3, and I really liked it a lot. This one I don't own. These 2 I do own, and I have used them, but I've never used this for foundation. I find this to be a little bit fluffy for me for foundation. I prefer more dense brushes, so I probably won't use it for that. What I'll probably use this for is more pigmented blushes, because it does have that really nice taper for application, and it'll pick up a lot of product. So if I have a blush that doesn't really pack a huge punch, this will be a great thing to use it for. Can also use this for setting powder under the eyes, things like that. This one is actually not that much different. The tapered highlighter brush, which is kind of odd. They would send these 2 brushes that are quite similar, but it's okay. I'm not complaining. I will definitely use them. And I really do like this duo fiber powder brush. As you can see, it's kind of pink because I used it for blush, because that's what I like to use it for. You're never limited by what it says on the brush. And it picks up just a little bit of product, so this is really nice for more pigmented the brush for the blushes, because it kind of just picks up on the end of these bristles, and because there are less, you're gonna pick up less product so that you can get that nice build, which is very, very nice. I actually use this with one of the blushes that I'm gonna show you in a minute. Definitely adds to the value of this box. The next thing I wanted to show you are these lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and put a picture of the lashes from the box right there, because mine look like these, and I accidentally threw the box away, and I'm really sorry I threw the box away. I used these 3 times so far, and I really like these. The band is thinner, but it's not so thin that it's difficult to work with. It's not one of those wiry bands, but it's very, very flexible, so it's very easy to put onto my lids. Now, my big critique about BoxyCharm including lashes is that they don't include lash glue. So if you don't have lash glue and you're not used to putting on false lashes, then you're gonna have to go out and purchase some, which kind of stinks. And they may not be for everybody, because not everybody is all about the super glam with the false lashes either. That's another thing, because these are not very natural looking lashes. They're pretty glam. They're not as glam as the ones I'm wearing right now, but they're pretty glam. So I can see where these would not add to the value of the box for some people. For me, they add, but I can see why they wouldn't add for other people. People would kind of be like, what am I supposed to do with these things? This was a huge fail, and it makes me really sad because I love this brand. I love the OFRA liquid lipsticks. I got one in Verona, and this is a beautiful shade. It's very similar to what I'm wearing on my lips right now, but it's broken. I opened it up and the whole doe foot applicator is completely gone inside the tube. I don't own lip brushes. I always get rid of them because I am so impatient to use a lip brush, so I won't be using this. And I'm sad because it is a really pretty color. I did not contact BoxyCharm to ask for a replacement. I'm sure that they would send me one if I told them what happened, but I just haven't done that. Things, you know, life is happening and I just haven't done that yet. But BoxyCharm's really good about replacing things like that if you have a problem with a product that comes in a BoxyCharm. This probably would have been a win if it wasn't broken. OFRA is one of those liquid lipsticks that dries down, not completely, but almost completely, but it's not super uncomfortable, which is nice. They don't flake, they're not messy. They really are one of my favorite liquid lipstick products, but they're not transfer proof, so definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, I really love these liquid lipsticks. Unfortunately, mine came busted. Another product that was a big bust for me, this is a terrible eyeliner in my opinion. This is the JONTEBLU eyeliner and it's in the shade Charcoal and it just does not come off on my lids. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. I tried it a couple of times to try to get it to work. And one thing that it does that's really weird is it picks up the foiled shadow onto the pencil, which makes it even more difficult for it to go onto a shadow like that. It definitely works better with matte shadows, but still it is a pain. This is going straight in the trash. It does not work. I wouldn't pass it on because I don't want anybody else to struggle with it. And it's just, if you got this to work for you, I'm so happy for you. I could not get it to work for me. Next is a product that I do have a full review for that I reviewed a very long time ago. This is the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. And in that video, I do call it the Bum Bum Cream. I personally prefer Bum Bum Cream, but it is the Boom Boom Cream. And again, I have a full review. I really love this stuff. It's got a really good scent in my opinion. I know not everybody loves it, but I really like it. It's kind of beachy, but not too Malibu rum, which makes me very happy. The feeling of it is very nice on the skin. It's very, very smooth. It can feel a tad bit oily, but not to the point where it makes me feel like, get it off me. It's too buttery, if you know what I mean. It does have fragrance in it, so if you do not like fragrance on your skin, you're definitely gonna wanna pass on this. But other than that, the ingredients are really, really good on this as far as the, you know, the skin hydrating ingredients, things like that. So this is definitely a win for me, but because I have tried it before and I don't use a lot of body lotion, I'm actually gonna go ahead and pass this on. I haven't used it yet. And I definitely think if I hadn't tried this before, it would have added to the value of the box. The last product in this box that was my absolute favorite, it is stinking amazing, the Alamar Cosmetics palette. Oh my gosh, Reina Del Caribe. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. But this palette is fantastic quality. I can see where the shades may be a little scary for some people because they are quite bright, but you can get, if you don't use these two blue shades, blue-green shades, you can get a really nice, more natural look out of it. They kind of blend themselves. To do this eye look on my eyes today, it took me about 10 minutes because they were so easy to blend. I didn't have to go back and forth and back and forth. Didn't have to worry about patchiness. If it's not your thing to put these bright colors on your upper lid, you can put a little bit on your lower lash line and kind of give yourself a little pop of color if you want to, if you're feeling a little fun for the day. But overall, the performance of this palette is fantastic, and I'm so thankful to have it, and I can't wait to see what else this brand comes out with because it is a stellar formula, really and truly. Absolutely love it. Was the June box worth $21 to me? Oh my gosh, absolutely. If not for just this, this to me is worth well over $20, absolutely. And then when you add in the brushes, these two, it blows it out of the water. I mean, and that's without the other things, which, you know, this was broken or else I would have liked it. This is a kind of hit or miss for me as far as I don't really need it, but I like it. And this didn't work at all. That was terrible. And the lashes I really like, but I can see why other people wouldn't like it. But even without those, even if just get the brushes and the palette, definitely worth it. Or even just the palette or even just the brushes, just... Yes, well done BoxyCharm on June. Let's move on to July. Since we just finished talking about eyeshadow palettes, let's start with the eyeshadow palette that was in July's box. It is from Crown Brush, and I realize I kind of have this thing in my head that Crown Brush is not going to be good. I'm trying to knock that out of my head, and when I tried this palette, I tried to push that aside and just take it for what it is. And I did like this eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. I could see a lot of people getting a lot of use out of this, especially if you're a fan of warm brown palettes. The quality of this was good. I didn't like it as much as the Alamar, but it was still good and made some very, very pretty looks. Where I feel like this one isn't as good to me as the Alamar is the shimmery shades aren't as punchy as the Alamar. They're not as in your face, bam, foiled amazingness, but not everybody likes that. So some people may like this better than the Alamar for that. Also, I felt like the mattes were really good. They were pretty easy to blend, but I felt like the Alamar blended a little bit easier. So this is a good palette, and you can definitely get a bunch of really nice looks out of this. You can lighten it up a bit. You can make it a little deeper. I didn't say this about the Alamar, but this one and the Alamar could work for any skin tones, in my opinion, unless you just are anti-warm tones, and then you probably are not going to like this. But as far as like very pale to very deep, I think this would work for everybody. But if you're very fair, you may want to just go a little easy on some of these deeper colors, maybe bring in some other palettes to make it so that it's not so dark and smoky, but maybe that's your thing. I don't know. But overall, really like this palette and definitely thankful to have it. This product really, really surprised me. This is the Note Blush in Desert Rose. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today. It's a beautiful color for fall if you want to go for that pumpkin spice kind of look. I do feel like this would work on many, many different skin tones. It's got a very bold pigmentation to it, so you definitely want to use a brush with a lighter hand. It does come with a brush inside. This brush, I don't know why they even bothered, to be completely honest with you. It's kind of like a very, very thin NARS Ita kind of situation they got going on, but it just makes like a stripe. It applies it very unevenly. I don't like it at all, so this is definitely not going to be used, at least for blush. But when you use a fluffier blush brush, it really does apply beautifully to the skin. It sets on the skin so nicely. It just kind of blends in, and just, it's really beautiful. Lasting power is fantastic on this blush. It will last me from morning to night, and I can see my blush at the end of the night, and that's without using setting spray, because you know I don't like setting spray on my face. It feels gross. It does have a mirror in the top too if you want to take it with you. The packaging is a clip closure, and it's really, really strong. The closure on it is really tough, so if you wanted to throw this in your bag, you may be okay without even any kind of outer packaging. You may want to put it in outer packaging just in case, but to make sure in case it does break, it will make a huge mess in your purse. But overall, fantastic. Really happy to have this. Let's talk about the Cella Brow, whatever this is. What is this? Tantalizing Taupe Eyebrow Cream. I really like this product. I do not like the brush that is inside. The brush that's inside is very thick, so if you have thinner brows, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to use. It's also kind of floppy. I don't feel like I have a lot of control when I use it. So what I choose to do when I use this is I use a thinner separate brush that I own, and I absolutely love it that way. People used to talk about the one thin pencil all the time, and then they just kind of fell off. So it's nice to see them kind of trying to bring their products back into the forefront, because I did really like that Cella Brow Pencil. So overall, yes, definitely really happy to have this. It's just that I don't like the brush that comes with it and gotta use a different one, but whatever. It's the product inside that matters, and I really like it a lot. All right, Wander Beauty Unleashed Volume and Curl Mascara. I wanted to like this so bad. Like, I'm rooting for Wander Beauty. I love the packaging. I love their branding of it, but it's like, ugh. This mascara did not work well for me at all. It turned my lashes black, gave me a little tiny bit of length, really no volume, and I really didn't like it. I really like the brush on it though. I thought the brush was a nice wand, the way that it's curved and everything. I really like that, but it just didn't do anything for me, and I'm sad about it, because it's like, no. And this stuff is not cheap either. I feel like there are a lot of drugstore mascaras that would blow this thing out of the water. You know, different ones like even the Jordana Best Lash Extreme that you can get at Walgreens for like $3 is definitely, in my opinion, performs better than this as far as length and volume. I'm just not a fan. Not a fan, unfortunately. And the last product that I have to show you from the July box is the Dr. Brandt Needles No More, No More Baggage. It's supposed to depuff your eyes. Okay, so the cream comes out very thick. Whoa, holy moly. Okay, that just sprayed in my face. That was not cute or cool, especially since this is orange. I got it all over my shirt. This is just fabulous. I'm like, a freaking sprinkly Pop-Tart right now. This is not cute. Thanks, Dr. Brandt. So anyway, it comes out orange, and that is supposed to help to color correct, but it doesn't really stay orange. I can't really see it on my skin tone, but if you're very fair, you may still be able to see it. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I like to give you information about skincare ingredients when we do get skincare products in BoxyCharm or other subscription boxes. The #1 ingredient in this is water, which is typical for a lot of products. There's a texture ingredient at #2, and at #3 is an ingredient called propanediol. I'm not sure if I'm putting the accent on the right syllable, but it's a humectant, so it brings moisture from the air into your skin. So it's supposed to increase the hydration of your skin. There are some irritation concerns with this in some people, so if you have sensitive skin or you know that some products will irritate your skin, I definitely recommend you do a patch test on this before you put it all over your eyes, especially in that area that's so sensitive. So make sure you patch test it. The preservative in this is phenoxyethanol, which also has some people are irritated by it. It's in tons of things. If you've never been irritated by a cosmetic product, you're probably not allergic to phenoxyethanol. There's also a few skin replenishing ingredients in here. There's an algae extract that's being studied right now, but a lot of people we don't really know a lot about that. There is caffeine in this product, and I know some people swear by caffeine as far as depuffing the eyes. Based on the research that I've found, it's very, very mixed. Some research studies say that it does help depuff, and then some of them say that it does absolutely nothing. So it's one of those things where I don't see any reason why it would hurt to try it, but if, you know, it may not do anything for you at all. I'd be curious to know if you've tried this and you do have a puffy under eyes, if you found that it will work for you. But honestly, like, there's some peptides in here, but they're very, very low down. I don't know how much of that peptide is needed for it to be a good skincare product. Let me just put it this way. The ingredients didn't blow me away as far as, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, it may do something, it may do nothing, but other than those two ingredients that might be irritating to some people, it was kind of like, try it, see if it works, but I personally wouldn't go out of my way to purchase it based on the ingredients. So now, moment of truth for July, was it worth the price of the box for me? The Note Blush, I feel like, is the standout awesome product in this box for me. If I'm thinking about myself as a non-makeup collecting person. So if I didn't have a huge collection, I would also be very excited about the Crown palette. I would be very happy to have it. I would definitely be using that. So just these two products alone, I feel like are worth $20. Adding in the Cella Brow, I feel like that also adds to the value for me. I could definitely do without the mascara and the Needles No More from Dr. Brandt, even though I know this is a very high value item. I could definitely do without both of these, but because I like the other products, again, I would say this is definitely worth $21, but I liked June's better. All right, last box for review is August, and then I'll show you what I got in September that I'll be reviewing next month. So digging into the August box, let's go ahead and start with the lashes that I'm wearing today. These are by House of Lashes, and they're the Noir Fairy Light. There's nothing light about these lashes. They are intense, and they are big, and they are bold, and there's nothing light about them. I wouldn't say that they're specifically heavy lashes, but I can feel them. Let's just say that. They were very easy to put on. The band is a little bit thicker than the ones that were in the June box, but I didn't hate it at all. I can definitely feel that it's poking me a tiny bit right here on the corner of my eye, but I think that might be because I didn't trim them quite enough, or maybe just the placement of them. That may be me and not the lashes. Overall, I think they're beautiful lashes, but like I said about June, if you don't have lash glue and you're not into wearing big, bold, crazy lashes, these are gonna be completely useless for you. But I like them, and I'm very thankful to have them, and I'll definitely continue to use them, but I would most likely only wear these if I was going out or if I was filming. Back into Wander Beauty, we've got these eye gels. Now, I am going to be honest with you, I have not tried these eye gels yet. I meant to try them, I forgot. So after I'm done filming, I am going to shoot some footage of me trying these. It is going to be a couple of days before this video is uploaded, so I'll have a couple of days to try these before I put the video up. So any notes about these as far as the use of them will be in the video description. But before that, I do have some notes for you on the ingredients for these. One thing to just give you a heads heads up about, especially if you live in a dry environment, is that there are a lot of humectants in here, which again pull moisture from the air into your skin, but there aren't a lot of occlusives in there, which is what protects the product from being able to pull moisture from the lower layers of your skin. All I saw was shea butter, and it was kind of far down, so I'm a little nervous that if you live in a very dry environment that these might dry your skin out further. So definitely test it out, see how it goes. If you find that your skin feels a little extra dry after using them, just stop using them, because it might be pulling moisture from the lower layers of your skin. And this is something I would not go out of my way to purchase. They're pricey. There are so much better eye creams and things to purchase that have such better ingredients than these. So these are going to be a no for me based on the ingredients. But again, any notes about the performance of them, I'll leave in the video description for you. All right, let's talk about this eyeliner. This is by a brand called Bang Beauty, and I've never heard of them, so they may have very wonderful products. This was not a wonderful product for me. It doesn't really do anything. It's very difficult to get it to show up on my skin, and if I try to apply it over eyeshadow, it just kind of mushes in with it. It's a lighter brown, so if you're a blonde, if you have very fair skin, you may be able to get this to work for you, but it just wasn't a good product for me. It didn't really show up, and I can't really get much use out of it, unfortunately. I wish that it was a darker brown at least, so that it could maybe show up on more people. If you are of a deeper skin tone, maybe it'll look like really cool as like a lighter color, but I don't know. This is the Smashbox Petal Metal. This was the Vlada Haggerty collaboration with Smashbox. Oh my gosh, this looks insane on me. And I like metallic lips, but this is like straight up Vlada in a tube here. If you don't know Vlada Haggerty, she's known for doing lip art, especially metallic dripping lips. And this is what this is. But for the average person, I feel like it's really intense. I think this would look most beautiful on someone of a medium to deeper skin tone. I think might be able to pull it off better than I can, but it looks absolutely crazy on me. It's just too much. The only way I've found to be able to use this is to put on a lip color and then just kind of gently dab a little bit over top of that lip color just to give a little bit of shine and just really mix it in. But it just really looks bad on me. The formula seems very nice, but did not work out. So that's gonna be a no as well, unfortunately. I just noticed he flawless is on the back here. I just noticed that. Oh my gosh, congratulations. I didn't see him on the back there before. I'm so excited to see him. Let's just bite the bullet. Let's just go into it. Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal Palette. When I got this in my PR unboxing, Laura had sent this to me. People were telling me in the comments over and over and over that this palette did not work well, that it was powdery, that it wasn't functional, that it just wasn't a good palette. I used it once and I found that it was a bit difficult to blend, but I didn't see that it was as bad as everybody was telling me. It is really bright, really bold. This is not something I can see myself reaching for often as a palette. I mean, it's really, really intense, and that's just not my personal style. This definitely goes with the theme of the box, life's a party, because this is a party and a palette. But I don't feel comfortable giving a full review of this without trying it more than one time, so I can't. But just so you know, a lot of my subscribers seem to not like this palette. My experience with it was just okay. So for me, I wouldn't have purchased this palette just because the colors are not something that I would reach for. And my favorite thing in the box was actually this right here. This is the NCLA Treatments So Rich Vitamin E Infused Cuticle Oil, and I needed a cuticle oil, and I haven't been using a cuticle oil. I haven't been taking care of myself as far as my nails go, and moving into the winter season, I need to start taking better care of my cuticles, so I was really thankful to see this. This one has a very sweet vanilla scent instead of something strong, which is nice for me. So this was actually my favorite thing in the box. So was the August box worth $21? This one was not worth $21 for me. Unfortunately, I'm very thankful to have the cuticle oil. The Wander Beauty, I haven't tried them, so I can't speak from experience, but with the ingredients, I mean, it's kind of like, nah, okay. Same thing with the Party Animal palette. I'm kind of like, nah, okay. The Vlada lip product, it's like, I can't see myself using this very often, to be honest with you, and then I didn't like the brow product, so this one was a big wah-wah. A little sad about that. but you can't win them all, right? So finally, I know this is very long, but I had a lot to show you. I've got the September box that I'll be reviewing next month, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it next month. I've cracked this open, but I haven't really dug into it, so I'm just gonna kind of tell you what I'm excited about and what I'm not excited about, and full review coming soon. First thing is these Alamar brushes, and these look like nice shapes. I haven't taken them out of the package. I probably should do that. ASMR. The ferrules aren't wiggly, which is a good thing. They're, ooh, that's very soft. So it looks like we've got a fluffy brush here. We've got like a shadow packing, detailing kind of brush. And then this could be used for brows or for liner. So that's very nice. A Laura Geller blush. I do really love Laura Geller's baked formula. I'm not as big of a fan of her pressed formula, but her baked products are very, very good, very underrated. People don't talk about them. I feel like they should be talked about more. This is the Baked Blush and Brighten Tropic Hues shade, and it definitely looks like a shade that I could use. I love these berry tones in the fall. I think they're very, very pretty. This one looks like it's got kind of a peach shift to it when I put it on my skin, so that's really nice. This I'm not as excited about, but I will try it. I've just tried products like this before and they've been major fails. This is the Butter London Stroke of Wow Roll-On Precise Eyeliner. No, precision eyeliner. And these things just don't work well. Like they're like little pizza cutters. They're very, very cute, but for me, like it's just not functional. My lids are not something that you can roll something over and have it not skip. Let's just put it that way. My eyelids are not as taut as they used to be. So we will try it. It seems very thin. It seems thinner than what I personally like in eyeliner. I don't have high hopes, but we'll give it a chance. We have a Lorac liquid lipstick, and it's so funny. I don't think I've ever tried a Lorac liquid lipstick. I've tried their lip glosses, I've tried their lipsticks, but never their liquid lipsticks. And this is a really nice, pretty deep shade for fall. I could see myself wearing this on a date night, something like that. But as far as the formula, I will let you know. And finally, we have the Nightingale Pretty Vulgar Eyeshadow Palette. I do own one Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow palette. Other than this one, it was a little bit difficult to work with. You could tell there was a lot of pigment in the shadows because they were kind of gritty, but they were very difficult to blend because of the amount of pigment. So we will see. It's kind of nice to get a cool tone palette. I haven't bought or received a cool tone palette in so long. So to see all these grays and this like smokiness going on, I cannot wait to dip my brushes into this and try this out. And again, we'll be back next month to let you know how it goes. At this point, it's your turn. I would love to know what you thought of your BoxyCharms this month, if you do get BoxyCharm. If you don't get BoxyCharm, I would love to know what you think of these products, whether they would be something that you would use if you had purchased BoxyCharm. Are you considering buying BoxyCharm, or are you not? I do have a code down below that I do earn a small commission off of if you use it to sign up. Totally up to you, or you can go to the BoxyCharm website and just sign up from there. Completely up to you. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you are not already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button before you go. And mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon.